The shovel half rang like a muted bell as it struck the metal. Layla Anderson sighed and stopped digging, wiping the back of her leather glove across her forehead. She was hot and tired, but determined to finish planting this last section of her garden. She turned from the corner where she had been working and looked across the big backyard. It should have been our garden, our yard, our house, she thought to herself. Sam should be here with me. But he wasn't. Samuel Barrington had left her for a girl of 22, a girl who made mooning cow's eyes at the silly man. Before Cow Eyes, Marietta Hinchley, came into the picture, Layla had known exactly how things were going to be. She knew that after 4 years of being engaged, she and Sam would finally marry. Knew that they would move out of the apartment they had shared and into a lovely house. Knew that she would keep getting promotions at the investment firm she worked for. Knew that Sam would continue to be able to pursue his doctorate in mathematics because she, Layla, would support them, just as she always had. And most certainly, back in those golden days, Layla had known what was expected of her. Her ability to predict and her own predictability. That was Layla's life. But Sam had surprised her. She hadn't ever been fond of surprises, and this one did nothing to endear them to her. "You're so reasonable, Layla," Sam had said that day. "I know you'll understand." Layla would always be his friend, Sam had told her, but in Marietta, he had found passion. Passion? Didn't he know she, Layla, was capable of passion? Of course, she had always been controlled around him. She had eschewed the sentimental, been the reasonable woman he had come to rely on, as logical as his beloved mathematics. The habit of it was ingrained in her so deeply that even as he was telling her of his unfaithfulness, she had reacted just as she had known Sam would want her to react, exactly in the way he had come to depend on her to react. Reasoned, calm, controlled. But that was on the outside. Inside, she raged passionately. So used to pleasing Sam, though, she was determined not to let him know how wounded her pride was. She reasoned that at that particular moment, the only psychological weapon she had to defend herself with was her dignity, and she used it like a knife. She had met Marietta the next day. Sam, oblivious to the tension between the two women, had begun his "Let's all be friends" campaign without delay. A beautiful, slim, athletic young woman, Marietta had tried hard to upset Layla's equanimity. She made allusions to Layla's age, which was not more than 8 years above her own. She hinted that Layla was out of shape, which was untrue. Layla was not the athlete that Marietta was, but she was no slouch. Sam had seemed a little displeased with Marietta's lack of grace, and Layla knew that while Sam had been relieved and grateful that she had not fallen apart, Marietta had been hoping for a tantrum, a scene. Marietta, Layla had seen in a moment, was a bitch. Layla had smiled, certain that Sam would more than do his penance. He would do his penance. But at that moment, he was too smitten with Marietta to realize what he had let himself in for. He saw Marietta as a lonely child, dependent on him for guidance. He later tried to apologize to Layla for Marietta's bad behavior, saying that Marietta was alone in the world, without family to guide her. Sam thought himself capable of teaching her manners. Layla thought it was the biggest joke Sam had ever played on himself, but said nothing. Hoping that living well was indeed the best revenge, she went on with her life. She had chosen this house on her own and bought it. The house had been built in the 1920s, and she loved its polished wooden floors and arched windows and tall ceilings. The day after